Third-party motor insurance, key facts every driver should know. My name is Erigbemi Shadeju, and I will be your moderator for today. Now, this conversation we're having today is a very important one. It is one that concerns each and every one of us, whether you drive or you don't. As long as you are ever on the road at some point in time, it affects you. And that is third-party motor insurance. So we know that third-party motor insurance is mandatory by the law, but there seems to be some gaps. We do not understand the essence, and that is why we have put together this webinar to, educate our beautiful attendees. And we're hoping you leave here more knowledgeable about third-party motor insurance and its essence to you. Right now, we will be calling on our MD of Coronation Insurance, Olamide Olajolo, to give his welcome remarks. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning, Erigbemi. Good morning, everyone. So I will start the opening remark. Good morning to everyone joining across Nigeria and beyond. My name is Olamide Olajolo. I'm the Managing Director CEO of Coronation Insurance PLC. And on behalf of the board, management and staff operations insurance PLC, I welcome you to today's webinar on third-party motor insurance. Key facts every driver should know. Let me start by saying thank you. Thank you for taking out time of your busy schedule to engage on the topic that affects every driver, every fleet owner, every insurer, and ultimately every road user in this country. Why are we here? Third-party motor insurance is not new in Nigeria. In natural sense, is actually a legal requirement under the Motor Vehicle Third-Party Act, Insurance Act of 1945, reinforced by the Insurance Act of 2003, and then recently Nigerian Insurance Industry Reform Act 2025. Yet, if we are honest, the conversation around has been stuck in two places: compliance and enforcement. So many see it as 15,000 naira paper to avoid police hassle. Few see it as what it truly is: a social contract. A promise that if you, through no fault of your own, causes bodily injury and property damage to a third party, you will not be left alone to bear that cost. That gap between legal requirements and public understanding is why we're here today. So, where do we stand today? At Coronation Insurance, we believe the industry is at an inflection point. On one side, we have technology and regulations pushing for change. The Nikon-led insurance industry portal, the push for e-policies and integration with Nigerian interbank settlement system. They're making it harder for fake certificates to survive. That's good, really. Compliance with that value is just noise. So on the other hand, we have the reality on our roads. Accidents happen daily. Family loses breadwinners. Business loses vehicles and income. And too often, victims find the claims process slow, opaque, and frustrating. If you want Nigerians to trust third-party motor insurance, we have to deliver on two promises, namely, one, speed and transparency in claim settlements, education that shows the real value beyond compliance. What is Coronation Insurance doing? At Coronation Insurance, we are rethinking third-party motor insurance from the customer backward. We have invested in digitalizing our claims process so that first notice of loss can be done in minutes via digital claims portal. As a matter of fact, we have our own digital claims portal where our customer actually can go lodge their claim, process their claim, and get their money within a short period of time. We are equally working with repair networks to reduce turnaround time, but quite often that's an area we've seen delay in claim settlement, getting estimated repairs from vehicles. So we are working to reduce that gap. And then we are training our claims team to treat every claim with empathy, not suspicion. So when somebody lodges a claim, our first contact with that person is to show empathy. Or not whether I claim is genuine or not. That's not our focus, and that's not what we do as a company. But technology alone is not enough. Trust is built when the claimant gets a clearer explanation, and that's why we're having this conversation today. A fair assessment and a payment that arrives when it is promised. Like I always say, we sell intangible products. What you don't see, you give money to the underwriter, and the underwriter will give you a paper and says if there's a claim, that's a promissory note, will come to your aid. So, and it's when payment is made, that's when the promise given is kept. That is the standard we are holding ourselves to. So, at this webinar, what do we hope for today? So, over the next hour, our listeners, you hear from our technical team, erudite experts and claim specialists on what the law actually requires of vehicle owners and insurers, common pitfalls that delay claims, and how to avoid them. Then the role of data and verification in reducing fraud and speeding up settlement. Then how brokers, fleet owners, and individual motorists can get their most valued item from the policy. So my ask is very simple. Listen critically, ask questions, hold us accountable. The only way this product earns its place in the minds of Nigerians is if we, as insurers, prove that it works when it matters most. So I will do my closing remark. Top-Hat Motor Insurance should not be about ticking a box for the police. It should be about protecting lives and livelihood. If you get that right, compliance will follow, and industry will grow on the back of trust, not enforcement. It's often said in this industry, especially our insurance industry, that, oh, we need to enforce. But we at Coalition believe that compliance first before enforcement. If people trust insurance, if people trust in what we are giving to them, the promises we are giving that to be kept, I think enforcement will be a minimal activity. More, the emphasis should be on compliance. And that's why we're having this conversation today, so that motorists will know what they are buying. It's not just a piece of paper to allow, police alarming go. That's not the essence of Top-Hat Motor Insurance. It's to pay, to provide compensation, indemnity when accident happens, and then to provide support. It's more like a social safety net. So thank you again for joining us. I look forward to the conversations ahead. So let's get started. Thank you. Very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. That was very detailed. Got right into it. Like you said, Top-Hat Motor Insurance should not be about ticking the box. And our keynote speaker is someone who knows exactly what that means. Our keynote speaker is Rosemary Okonkwo, Head of Training at Nigerian Insurers Association. Rosemary is a seasoned professional in insurance and risk management with proven expertise in industry coordination, capacity development, and strategic training. She holds an MSc in risk management and insurance from the University of Lagos, Akoka, an MBA from Rome Business School, and is an associate of the Chartered Insurance Institute of Nigeria. She serves at the Nigerian Insurers Association, where she provides oversight for some key technical committees and leads the association's training department. Her work focuses on driving industry competence, strengthening professional standards, and delivering high-impact learning initiatives across Nigeria's insurance sector. In addition to her professional responsibilities, she is passionate about public speaking and knowledge dissemination. Rosemary, thank you so much for joining us. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Eribimi. Thank you for having me. If you permit me, I would have just said the session is over, because I think our MD has done the summary of all I was supposed to say. That was very fantastic. In fact, it seems he read He read my slides. It seems he saw my heart and he knew exactly where I was going. So honestly, if you would permit me, I would just say, everybody go back to your office desk. The session is over. It's over. But that was fantastic. And I want to really applaud the MD and the Coronation Group for this wonderful opportunity. I think that this is what the industry needs at a moment like this. When people know the value of what they carry, it helps them. You see, it will not be the issue of forcing anyone to buy insurance. It becomes something because they see the value of it, they go for it. In the Western world, you don't tell anybody you must have insurance. They know the importance. And because the system, the ecosystem in general is working. So you don't need to force anyone. You don't need to cite a policeman. You don't need to cite a law enforcement agent to know that you need a cover like insurance. So I really would want to appreciate the Coronation Group, especially the MD, Mr. Olamide, for this wonderful opportunity created for me and for the general public. Because when they know exactly what they have, when they know the value and how to achieve this value, because some, of course, have these products, but they don't really know what it means. Like he said, it could just be police, let me waka. Shebi police, I have my paper, let me go. But from this session, we are going to understand the value for the insurance that we have and the need to comply with the law, because ignorance, they say, is not an excuse in the law. Having said that, thank you very much again, Eremide, for this, for the citation you've just given. And thank you again, the Coronation Group, for the opportunity. On this note, I would like to share my slides. Okay, hope you can see my slide. Can someone confirm you can see my slide, please?
Yes, we can.
All right. Good morning, wonderful audience. I want to also nudge you, pay attention. We are going to take one or two things home from here. So the topic before says third-party motor insurance. Key facts every driver should know. There are so many things that carriers of insurance policies should know. But today, we are deliberating on third-party motor insurance. What should you know? And when Erekbide was giving her introduction, she said, it's not about only those who drive, whether you are a driver or not, even when you are a road user, you need to know this because you can get injured while on the way. Right, before we dive into the presentation proper, there's a question I would like to ask us. Assuming that, sometimes we work so late in the office, or sometimes some days can be very tiring, even when you are just waking up from sleep, you discover that you are feeling so weak. Not that you're sick, but you are just probably from fatigue or so. And then after a long day at work, you're driving home. Say you are a driver, you're driving home. And then you quickly say, let me get gala, get soft drink. Let me at least hold my stomach before I get home to the very steaming egusi soup in the house. And then you grab gala, you grab soft drink. And while you're trying to chew your gala and drink your drink, you hear boom. The next thing, you just put your head on your head, you have hit a vehicle. At that moment, you look at the vehicle, it's damaged. The question that comes to mind, are you really financially fit at that moment to pay that person that you have damaged his or her vehicle? Do you really have that financial buoyance on you? Are you really prepared at that moment? Because whomever you hit his vehicle will come out and charge you. You have hit my car, Oga. I don't want to hear story. This economy now is not smiling. Unlike the days where you can just come out and say, okay, don't worry, just go, I'll take care of it. These days, there's no grammar in accident scene. What you will see in accident scene is, please just fix my car. I don't want to hear, call panebita, call electrician, call, you hear a whole lot of things. when there is a situation like this, are you prepared? Do you have that excess of fund that you want to use to repair someone's car? That is the question that should be running through your mind. And so if you are not prepared, because you've not finished solving the problems at home, only for you to be carrying excess money that you want to use to repair another person's vehicle or even take care of their medical bills. Let's go ahead with this slide. I'm sure you understand us better. Why is this topic very important? Coronation Group has really done so well because this topic, I tell you, is something that is inept. We really want to understand it. So many people carry policy. They don't know why they just carry it. Maybe they say, make we go buy insurance. I don't buy them. I hold them for my hand. Anything, I'll bring it out. Why is it very important? On our Nigerian roads, we have millions of vehicles plying them every day. And because there are so many vehicles on the road, there is tendency for high accidents to occur. But despite all of this, many drivers do not know what insurance really do for them. They don't really understand the value of the insurance that they carry. Some just buy insurance because they want to avoid police case. They want to avoid law enforcement agents. You know, there's this feeling that comes with when you have your papers complete. When you see them, you're the one running to go and meet them. You are the one stopping to say, good morning, sir. You are the one greeting them because you have that confidence that you have all your papers intact. And then some say, Shebi, policy is policy. They use fake or invalid policies. To them, they have paper. All of this will not only stress you financially, but it will also expose you to legal issues, to legal problems here and there. Now, let's look at some statistics. About in second quarter of 2025 alone, we had about 2,631 road crashes recorded. What does this tell you? It represents 9.4% increase on yearly basis. It's very high. And taking note of the fatal recorders where you have deaths, meaning that out of one of these accidents, someone dies. What happens? It could be a breadwinner of a home. It could be somebody who is struggling to meet up with life, and then the person dies in road accident. This is just statistics. In reality, I tell you, accidents are not rare. You remember those days when we were growing up, when you hear that there's an accident, you want to ask, oh, what happened? What kind of accident? Is it fire? These days, when you hear there's an accident, you just say, hey, yeah, share nobody die, sha. Once you hear nobody, even when you hear somebody that, hey, oh, may their soul rest in peace, life moves on. Life goes ahead as if nothing has happened. Because accidents, I tell you, they are increasing and they are frequent. Because we have a whole lot of vehicles on our highways, on our roads. And then that takes us to another statistic. It says over 10,000 casualties recorded in a single quarter in 2024 is very high. Very, very high. Out of all this, you have injuries, you have death. And like I said, majority of the people involved are working class adults. If any of them is a breadwinner, a father or a mother who provides for the home and dies or gets injured, what happens to the family? What happens to the children? It begins to create even more danger in the society because of some of these things. Every accident is not just about taking statistics. It's about the financial and the human crisis it brings to us. That is the point. It's not about the number of accidents that happens, but the effect, the impact of those accidents on us, on our financials and on our family front. Those are the things. Then let's take another statistic from Leadway. Despite all of this, we are still below 1% penetration in the GDP of our economy. Out of about 12 million vehicles, only about 3.4 million is insured. Why? And I tell you what, even the 3.4, if you divide them into 2 may be carrying fake insurances. The other one is not even in fact, you know, what do they call it? They say where you go, they just jam paper together and give you, just show that lead way or coronation is showing there. Police will let you go. People carry these fake insurances, thereby exposing the society even to more dangers. What is third-party motor insurance? What is this third-party motor insurance? It says it's a policy that covers damage or injury caused to other people by your vehicle. You know, some people tell you, I have insurance, so I now went to hit a gate, insurance, come and pay. Meanwhile, the policy you're carrying is third-party motor insurance. They tell you insurance, whether na third party, whether na enhanced, whether na corporate. I don't know that one. As people are speaking. All I know is that I have insurance. Insurance, come and pay. So it is very important that we really understand what third-party motor insurance covers. That will help you to know where your policy will work for you or what you need to do to probably upgrade so that you can be able to cover both ends. Now let's look at what third-party motor insurance covers. It covers, like we said, the damage you cause to another person's vehicle. You are driving, you hit someone. It is that someone's vehicle that your policy will pay for. It is that someone's property, if damaged, that the policy will pay for. It is that other person's bodily injury that your medical bill will be paid from insurance. Those are the things that the basic things that third-party motor insurance covers. There are things that it does not cover, and that is damage to your own vehicle. Because some people have it that I have hit a car. So if you repair that, Mr. B, why are you not repairing my own? You should be accident is accident, no. But when you have this understanding that the third party you carry covers only for third party, the other person that is third party, then you have that, okay, this is what happens when there's an accident. It does not cover theft of car. Hey, I have parked my car at Balogu Market. Oh, they have stolen it. Oh, somebody should. What policy do you carry? If the policy you have is a third-party motor insurance, know ye that theft of your car is not covered. If there is fire incident, this policy does not cover it. If there is injury to yourself, it does not cover it. There is another policy that covers all of this, and that is comprehensive cover. Comprehensive will cover what third party does not cover. Comprehensive will cover your own vehicle and cover that other person's vehicle. Comprehensive, when there is theft of car, comprehensive will cover for that theft of your own car. And then when it comes to legal requirements, third party is mandated by law. Every vehicle plying on our motorways is supposed to have third party, at least third party, which is the list of all the insurance covers provided in Nigeria. In all of this, it's either you use the third party that you have to cover for these basics, or you upgrade to comprehensive to cover for more for more liabilities. It is a legal requirement. It is by law. I think at the beginning I said ignorance of the law is not an excuse. You would not say, but I didn't know. Now you are knowing. Thank God for the likes of Coronation Group that is bringing to the general public what it means to have third-party motor insurance, the minimum requirements that the law has asked you to get. If you don't have money to go for the enhanced, you don't have money to go for the comprehensive, at least have third party. It will protect you in some basic aspects. It is not a choice. It is obligatory. When you have it, it shows you are a good citizen. You are a law-abiding citizen of Nigeria. What happens when you don't have it? You will not just face fine. Now, third party costs 15,000. And maybe you are caught because you don't have a third party insurance. The fine you are paying is already more than the 15,000 you would have just paid jejeje, and it will cover you for 12 whole months. Now you are subjected to paying a fine. To worsen the situation, you might even go to prison. And then when you are locked up behind bars, when you come out, they tell you have become ex-convicts. That blocks a whole lot of opportunities for you. Something that only 15,000 would have just, for a whole year. We're not talking about 15,000 in a month. We're talking about 15,000 in a whole year. And let me even tell you something. These days, it's no longer the days where our prisoners will eat ewa and complain that it has a weevil, or eat rice and complain it has stone. This one, you will not only eat the ewa. After eating the ewa, they will take you to a very big farm where you will now farm and farm and farm. So you are no longer going to sit down and be enjoying food in the name of, because some will tell you, is it not better I go to prison that I don't have food to eat at home? So when I'm there, I can at least eat something. When you finish eating, farm is waiting for you to go and cultivate or harvest. Or they take you to construction sites where you go and be carrying the sand and block. So you avoid these things when you comply. You avoid these things when you just use your 15,000 and buy your third-party motor insurance. In reality, the cost of being uninsured or having fake insurance is costlier than the insurance itself, because it exposes you to a whole lot. And why should you even comply? It goes beyond saying it is just the law, because it protects you from unexpected large expenses. You have not finished buying fuel in the car. A liter of fuel now is over 1,000 plus. And then you want to go and start repairing vehicle. It ensures that we have a very good support system when it comes to claims. Because when all these things happen and the people see the value for the purchase of that insurance that they have, which lies in the claim, I agree completely with the MD when he says, when people see the value of what they have, you won't need to force anybody. And that value comes when there is claim, when there is genuine payment of claim. You see, it becomes, you have this financial safety net. You are safe when it comes to financial, because you have this policy. You're driving your car on the road, you don't have fear of any excess expenses you're going to be paying or making at that instance. What are the common misconceptions? The MD talked about this. I'm reiterating it because I think I've also mentioned them. People think that to have insurance, especially third-party motor insurance, is police, let me go. Then when they see police, they will drive to them. Good morning, sir. Sean, sir. The next thing, they're already bringing the paper because they have that confidence that they have the paper. So people think that it is just to escape the police checkpoints. Some people feel that insurance don't pay claims. So what is the essence of me having this insurance? They don't pay. When it is time for claim now, they will start speaking English. They will start doing this. But we'll get to see that insurance pays claims. And then some will say, all paper is paper. Whether it is fake or whether it is genuine, all I know is that I have paper. So when you see somebody selling it at something is of 10,000, you are buying it for 2,000, and you think that the ogbono soup that you cook with 20,000 should measure up with the one you cooked with 2,000. How is it so? The quality, the value of the two cannot be compared. So these are some of the misconceptions that people have when it comes to insurance. It's just for police. Let me pass checkpoints. Insurance, they don't pay claims. All insurance is the same, whether it is fake or whether it is just ordinary paper. Insurance is insurance. These are misconceptions. Then there is a risk that comes with having fake insurance. The problem with fake insurance is not just that you're carrying a paper that is fake. You are making the society to be porous of crime because you are encouraging criminals. You are encouraging people to continue to practice criminality. If people are not buying fake insurances, all those people who indulge in selling them will no longer be there, because you can only sell when you see the buyers. When you don't have buyers, business will collapse. That is one major risk of fake insurance, the ecosystem will become more porous with crime because we patronize them. And then when accident happens, because you have fake insurance, claim will not be paid. Your personal liabilities and damage will not be covered. It's as good as you don't have insurance cover at all. And then you lose your credibility. You lose your reputation. Maybe you are living in an area where people see you as a very gentle woman, as a very gentleman, and they respect you so much. And then one day they see that they are dragging you because you are carrying fake insurance. You will lose some atom of respect that those people may have had for you. Now let's look at this scenario. What do you see? These are two fine gentlemen trying to strangulate themselves, each other. Why? If you look at the background, you see that two cars have hit each other there. That means there's been an accident. And because obviously this one of them is uninsured, the other one has fake insurance cover, there's a fight. I know that you must have witnessed some times when you're walking on the road, you see people dragging their tie off. These are people who have dressed so well, like our MD is dressed now. And then you see them on the bus stop. Hey, I will not take it. I will not take it. Tie will fly the other way. The shirt will fly the other way. Why? Because the paper they are carrying is not genuine. Because they are not even covered at all. If they are covered and the paper they are carrying is genuine, there will be no need for all of this. There will be no need for fight. There will be no need for quarrel. Let's quickly look at the next slide. These are the same two gentlemen, the same situation, different approach, different results. What do you see? The same people are shaking their hands, the same people are smiling. Why do you think so? Because they know they have genuine insurance cover. Because they know that what has happened here is something we can take care of in a gentleman way. There is no need for quarrel. So when things like this happen on the way, this is the kind of result you see. Because they are confident that the insurance they are carrying is genuine, there will be no need for quarrel. There will be no need for strangulation. There will be no need to blow. Okay, let's assume that in the process of that fight, someone loses an eye. This is something that 15,000 would have covered in a year. Now you are talking of how to go and treat your eye. And hospital bills these days, the kind of money they will call for you, you will think is something else. You will go for a series of tests to be sure that the eye will not be blinded completely. This is something you would have avoided if you have genuine insurance paper. And this is just a scenario you see where things are done in a sane manner. No fights, no quarrel, peaceful resolution of the dispute, and everybody goes happily. Now, there are processes of making claims, which people do not really understand. But before we talk about the process of making claims, what do you do immediately there is an accident? Is it to come out to fight? Is it to come out to abuse, to insult? Is it to come out to threaten? No. There are certain things you must do at the scene of an accident. Once an accident happens, first, stay calm. You know, when accident happens someday, you first have to open your eyes to be sure I'm still in the land of the living. Just gently open your eyes. Okay, I'm still alive. Thank God. Take a very deep breath, and then you come out. Ensure that there is safety. You can use your sea caution to put, at least so that people will know something has happened here. Put your sea caution, be safe, stay safe first. Once that is done, you then, oh, sorry for just what has happened is an accident. Accident is something that is sudden. It's not something you plan or prepare for. It just happens. And then you exchange details with the other driver. Oh, I have insurance, I have insurance. You exchange contact, you exchange details, and that is it. The next thing you can do is to take photographs, take pictures, take videos, where it is necessary, just so that you have something like evidence. You take the scene of the accident, you're able to, oh, this was how it happened. Once you have done all of that, if there is need for a police report, obtain it. It will help you when you're processing for your claims. Once you have done all of this after an accident, I tell you that the claims process will become easier. And what then do you do after that? Report the incident. This is where a whole lot of drivers make mistakes. They don't report. They just know accident has happened. They go their way. The next time they will report could be after 6 months, when evidences that would have helped the insurance company to determine the impact, to determine the genuinity of the accident, may have been eroded by events. Maybe that time they need one financial money, or they've now met a friend who say, you didn't claim? I claimed though. That is when they will remember to go and inform the insurance company after 6 months, some after 1 year. So I think that our drivers, whether you're a driver, you need to have this information, because if you have it, it will guide you. Once there's an accident, ensure you take the appropriate precautions and report it to your insurance company. This has happened on so day at so time, so place. Once this has been done, the next thing the insurance company will need from you will be to submit some documents. This is where you then need to submit the photographs you've taken, the video, because they are also, I tell you, insurance people are professionals. When it comes to determining such cases, they are champions in it. So they want to see the pictures will tell them something. The videos will, of course, tell them something. And then once they are able to see all of this, they'll say, oh, do you have your police report? Of course, I obtained a police report. You give them, the police report will have taken your statement on how the incident happened. Once you have submitted all of these required documents to your insurance company, the insurance company will then take the next step by investigating or assessing the risk. To investigate here will mean to be sure that the claim you are making is genuine. Because in this industry, we have had series of cases of fraudulent cases, series of fraudulent claims, where some will tell you that they had accident at Ijebu-Ode. Then where is the vehicle? The vehicle is in Lagos. And for they are telling you they had the accident on the 12th of May. But the vehicle had not left Lagos since this year. And they are trying to make, how is it possible? So the insurance company will be able to determine through investigation if your claim is right. And then they will assess the risk to know the impact, to know the extent of the damage, of the injury, or even of death, to know how they are going to compensate that third party. If they do not know the extent of damage, how will they determine the amount or how to repair your vehicle? And in this point, some people make the mistake of not cooperating with the insurers or with the assessors that have been assigned to investigate such cases. They will begin to put up some red flags that will put the insurers, oh, with the behavior of this man, I think something is fishy. He is not cooperating. We've asked him to show us where the fire happened, and he's taking us to another location. We cannot see any fire thing here. You know, once they begin to have that feeling that something is amiss, it will give them the room to think that what you are claiming for is not genuine. Insurance people, like I said, they are professionals when it comes to such things. And they could also have appointed an assessor who would go and view the arena, take the proper notes of what has happened there. Once you have been able to cooperate with the investigation or assessment of this risk, your claim will be approved. My MD will have no choice but to assent to that claim. Oh, you've done all of this and everything is intact. He will sign it off. And once that is signed, you will get your compensation. Once your compensation is paid, you are happy, we are happy. because the essence of us being in business is to make you happy. But making you happy should not be to our own detriment. When you're telling us you're at Lekki, meanwhile your vehicle is at Oshodi, we need he who comes to equity must come with clean hands. So once you're able to do all of this, which forms the claims process, you will be duly compensated. Therefore, the real value that we derive from third-party insurance, the real value is peace of mind. You know, there are some drivers that when they are driving on the way and they sight any uniform, it might not even be a uniform man. Maybe the man decided to wear yellow that day and put on a one beret. The person, the village people are here. That is last month. Hey, this is VIS. And then the person tries to maneuver through streets, probably in the verge of taking other routes to come out. You now go and hit electric pole. More problem for the body. Something that's, like I keep saying, 15,000 would have just solved all of this problem. But when you have it, the real value is that peace of mind. You drive to them, you greet them. You don't need them to ask, you are showing them your paper. In fact, that enthusiasm of you doing all of this, they will just ask you, go. For you to have all of this confidence, we know you are covered. Oga, be going, madam, just be going. And then it protects you financially. All these liabilities will be cut off from you. Like I said before, you have not finished solving your immediate family issues. It's for you to start solving the financial problem of another because of an accident. Accident is something that you don't plan for, it just happens. And anybody can be victim of accidents. So what third party, the real value you get is that it protects you financially, especially from large liabilities. Because you discover that you pay only 15,000, but you can get compensated even to the tune of 1 million. How do you think that happened? It is because insurance, it works when you follow all of this that Coronation has brought before us. Once you follow this process, I tell you what, you will be a happy insured. And we will be happy insurers because we'll be giving you real value for what you are getting. And then another value for it is you are not afraid of going to prison. You are not afraid of going to farm in the prison. Neither are you afraid of going to carry blocks because you are compliant to the law. Remember that third-party motor insurance is a legal obligation. It's not a choice. So when you have it, you know that you're complying. You're a good citizen. You don't need anybody to force you because you know that having it covers you, even in law. And then another thing is it gives you that confidence, just like I've said before. When you have it, there's this confidence that assumes from you, even in the face of problems. Because you know that you have something that will come to your aid. You know that you have something that will come to bear for you at that moment that you need it the most. It turns uncertainty into controlled risks. Something that you would have just been, hysterical about. What do I do? It gives you that peace, that confidence. That is what insurance does. That is what third-party motor insurance does to all the carriers of that policy. Finally, what are the takeaways that we have gathered from this, if I ask us? What have we gathered or what have we gained from all the talk that we have been saying? Is that insurance is mandatory by law. It is mandated. It's not a choice. It's not, if I like, I take, if I like, I don't take. No. If you have it, at least the minimum, which is the third party, then you're compliant. Then it protects you, just like I've said earlier, from paying other people's. You never finish paying your own expenses. Now today pay another person. You know how painful it is when you are paying for somebody's case. Your own is not covered though. You have not thought of how your own. You want to first solve that person's problem. This policy will help you. It will protect you from paying for other person's losses. And then very importantly, fake insurance is even more dangerous and more costly. when you have fake certificates, you are prone to jail, see prison, because you are carrying fake certificates. Maybe the certificate will now go and link you to one robbery or something that has happened somewhere. The kiri that you may go is not the maximum. There's a way they call it here in Nigeria. Please, having genuine insurance pays you far more than having fake insurance. And having fake is like opening the ecosystem more to dangerous criminals who would always benefit from this. And you will know them when they are selling 15,000 third-party insurance policy for 2,000, for 5,000. Shouldn't that tell you something? That you are supposed to buy this and you know that that is what it is. And then somebody says, I just come, I have cheap one. Why do you want to go and dash these people money? Now, Mumu, they go boutique. That is what this our OK sellers will tell you. Because they want to sell. Say, come and take it for 5,000. Okay, don't worry, I will give you for 3,000. And then you buy. And you expect that that is not fake. That is a red flag already, that it is fake. And then when you understand the claim process, when you understand that at the face of accidents, these are the things you should do, and then take it up by reporting immediately to your insurance, to your insurer, so that it will help them to take the necessary steps they need before they will be able to process your claim. It is very essential that we understand that process because it will help us. And finally, it gives you peace of mind. In all we have been saying, one very important thing it will do for you is that even if they knock at your door, there is an accident involving your car, you have peace because you know that you have genuine third-party insurance cover. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I know you had previously said our MD said it all, but at this point, I feel we should all wrap up and go home because you have said it all. Thank you so much for that keynote speech. You touched on everything and you made it as relatable as possible. Thank you so much once again. I love that you said third party gives us peace of mind and absorbs us of any financial liability that might come from accidents. That's really important. And we're going into the panel session now where we will talk more about these components and these values that third party motor insurance offers us. And I want to introduce my panelists, my special panelists. Our first panelist of the day is Ayodele Kumolu Johnson.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. So Ayodele Kumolu Johnson is a seasoned insurance professional with over 15 years of experience in the Nigerian insurance industry. He currently serves as the head of motor sale at Coronation Insurance PLC, where he leads strategic initiatives focused on expanding motor insurance solutions, driving portfolio growth, and delivering tailored protection for individual and corporate clients. He is a sales expert with strong track record in business development, client relationship management, and driving revenue growth across multiple insurance segments. Ayodele holds a master's degree in risk management and insurance, and he is a student member of the Chartered Insurance Institute of Nigeria, actively pursuing further professional development to stay at the forefront of industry standards. Beyond his professional career, Ayodele is a dedicated father and loving husband, committed to balancing excellence at work with family life. We love a man who can do it all. Thank you for joining us today, Ayodele.
Thank you for having me, everybody.
Yes. Our second panelist of the day is Vaughn Gbenga. Engineer Vaughn Gbenga Tosin is a deputy director in the Lagos State Civil Service, with over 2 decades of public service experience. He joined the Lagos State Civil Service in 2000 and has been actively involved in transportation operations and management since 2013, contributing to improvements in road safety systems and vehicle regulation within the state. He currently serves as the head of the Pre-Inspection and ICT Division of the Lagos State Vehicle Inspection Service, where he oversees vehicle inspection processes, digital integration of inspection systems, and operation standards aimed at improving roadworthiness compliance and reducing road traffic risks. Engineer Vaughn is also the designer of the GT Road Safety Board game, an educational initiative developed to raise awareness around road safety, highlighting the causes and consequences of road traffic accidents, ranging from minor injuries to fatalities. The initiative reflects his commitment to innovative, practical approaches to public safety education. He is a NABUSH certified health and safety officer and brings strong expertise in transportation safety, regulatory enforcement, and risk prevention within the public sector. Mr. Vaughn, thank you for joining us today. We're happy to have you here.
Thank you very much. Good morning, audience. Good morning, MD, and good morning, everyone. Thank you very much.
Good morning.
All right. So now that we know who our panelists are, we would like to take a poll. So on your screen right now, our attendees, you're going to see on your screen a poll, a webinar poll. Please participate. We want to know, we want to feel your pulse, just know what your thoughts are. So just pick an option and we'll get right back into this. So I'll give you a moment to, participate in the poll. All right. So while we are, participating in the poll, I would like to kick off this conversation with Mr. Vaughn. So by virtue of your job, Vaughn, as the head of pre-inspection and ICT at VIS, you have insight into motor insurance compliance and how that is tracked and enforced. And we would like to know how your systems detect expired or fake insurance policies and what is done when cases like that are discovered. How quickly are they flagged and communicated to the offenders who maybe sometimes are just ignorant and they don't even know that they are offenders, And we would also like to know, in accident situations where it's often one person's word against the other, what digital tools does the VIS have to disputes to help resolve such situations?
Thank you, everybody. That was a very good one. You see, before now, it's all about manual enforcement. When where our officers get on the road and have to review, okay, stop there and try to check all of your documents. But what we have now is in Lagos State for where I work, we have what we call the automatic number plate recognition devices all around. These are devices that identify, pick up your number plate, go into the database of our roadworthiness system, go into the database of NID to identify valid documents, in this case, valid insurance. So that is what we are put in place at the moment, thanks to the Lagos State government, where cameras are out there to identify vehicles with invalid vehicle insurance. And what happens once it goes in the database of NID and finds out that your vehicle is not having a valid motor insurance, a message is sent to you via that platform to the registered phone number. Where we have issues here is some people send people on errands to do their documentations for them. And unfortunately, they put in their own personal number. So the vehicle owner at times won't even get the text message that was sent. And that's where we also have issues, because if you come for your renewal of your roadworthiness certificate, your fine will be standing against you getting your roadworthiness certificate. And then what we hear is, but nobody told me. I was not told that I was a fine, that this and that. Some of them will find out that they use the number, the phone number on their data is not their personal phone number. They use maybe somebody that they sent use his phone number. So we have problem there. So when you come for renewal of your roadworthiness, then you have to pay that fine, because it will be standing against you before you get your roadworthiness certificate. And I think the second question is about if you have, if I get it right, can you just repeat the second question for me? I think I'm missing something out there.
I'm not sure you are actually. I think you've already answered about the digital tools that the VIS uses to track.
Okay.
Yeah, you already
Yeah,
gave
that's what we use. Exactly. All right.
that. Yes, you
Thank
did.
you.
Thank you very much for that. Thank you. That's very reassuring. I'm going to come to Ayodele now. So, Ayodele, many drivers in
Hi.
Nigeria, I'm going to even say Lagos. I don't say Lagos, I'll say Nigeria actually. For them, insurance is very much manual. They think of it as, when people think of insurance, they think of paperwork, they think of delay, they think of confusion, and it's just something they don't want to engage with. And they also believe that insurance doesn't pay claims. From where you sit, how is Coronation Insurance, redesigning the motor insurance experience from purchase to claims to ensure that these concerns are met and customers, drivers have a better experience? And, to ensure that a minor bash on maybe Third Mainland Bridge or somewhere in Surulere, for instance, doesn't then turn into months of back and forth with the customer.
Okay, thank you very much, Erigbemi. Once again, good morning to everyone. Thank you, Rosemary, for that wonderful teachings around third party. Good morning, MD. So straight into it. One of the things we're doing in Coronation is to essentially make sure that, one, we're educating the public, and that's the reason why this webinar is coming up. We understand and know that the penetration rate is extremely low, right? And then we're going ahead to ensure and make sure that this gets to every part of Lagos, Nigeria, as it were. Now, making sure that insurance is accessible by everyone. In Coronation, we are making that effort to have a digitalized process, right? Such that within few minutes, right, instead of going around, taking paperwork and all that, in few minutes, all of our portals are active for you to buy insurance. We have our retail portal, which is seamless and then straightforward for users to buy insurance. Also, when it comes to claims, we have a digital claims portal, which is also straightforward, is user-friendly, and then within seconds, when you have a situation where there's a claim, you can easily file your claim digitally, and there's quick response, as to that. One of the things we're making sure is we're trying to change that misconception, about purchase and about claims. The keynote speaker had said a lot, around buying fake insurance, and then, getting into that space where at the point of claims, you find out that you probably or did not buy a genuine insurance. In Coronation, one of the things we're doing is that our portals are actively available for you to purchase, these policies as at when you need them. And most importantly, when a claim arises, we make sure that the turnaround time, under 24 hours, you are having, your claims attended to and even payment made. So it is of utmost importance to us in Coronation to ensure that the process of buying or, lodging a claim when you purchase genuine third-party motor insurance from us is seamless. Digitalization is top of what we do on a daily basis. And then we'll also make sure that our customer service is top notch. So for us in Coronation, it is extremely important, extremely important for us to put these things in place for our customers to have easy and seamless process when buying insurance. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ayodele. That was very detailed. If you did not know that Coronation Insurance has all of these things, and you're one of our attendees, well, now you know. Thanks to Ayodele. So I'm going to move on to Rosemary. So our keynote speaker, thank you once again for your keynote speech. So from an industry-wide perspective, even with the NERA 2025 framework and the automation of the NIID system, there is very much a gap between car registrations and actual insurance uptakes, which means that people are buying cars, but some of them are not getting insurance for those cars, or maybe they are just getting fake insurance. And, we are seeing a lot of that in circulation, fake insurance certificates in circulation. From your perspective, we want to know why third-party motor insurance compliance is still a challenge in Nigeria in 2026. And what do you think we need to be doing? What do you think we need to change to close this gap and, get rid of fake insurance in the industry?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. So from my own perspective, I think that when we talk about fake insurance, its persistence in the system is not primarily a technology problem. It's about ecosystem challenge. And when we talk about ecosystem challenge, in the ecosystem, you have the enforcement, you have the data integration, you have public trust, you have market behavior. And all of these do not evolve at the same space. They do not evolve at the same time. So there is prone to be gap, and there is prone to have fake insurance persistence in the system. Over the years, the system has accommodated roadside agents, touts, unlicensed operators who sell at cheaper rates to drivers who do not understand the benefit of insurance, but rather would want to buy insurance policy just to avoid the harassment of the law enforcement agents. However, if you look at what the industry is doing, from the emergence of NERA 2025, that is Nigeria Insurance Industry Reform Act, that the regulator just released in 2025, you see that it will help to reshape the system. It will help to reduce these roadside operators, because unless they are out of the ecosystem, we will continue to experience fake insurance. And that was why I made reference in my presentation. I said, purchasing or buying of fake insurance is even more dangerous because you are opening the system for criminals. You are opening it for those who would rob others. You are opening it for those who are ignorant of what they can actually get from carrying real insurance. There is need for insurance companies to ensure that there is real-time validation of automatic insurance. Thank God for the likes of NIID. When you purchase insurance, it goes straight into the portal. If you can ask NIID, which is on www.niid.org. Once you click there and follow the instruction, you will see that your policy has already been updated, you are validated. Even where you do not have your policy document at hand and you have a smartphone, you can just use that to check and you see that you've been updated or uploaded on the platform. And then, very importantly, which I think the Coronation Group is doing, is continuous enlightenment of the public to understand that there is need to have this policy. And it's not just having the policy, but having it genuinely by either walking into an insurance company, approaching an agent or a broker, a qualified one or licensed one at that, not roadside. Once you are able to do this, you see that that gap will be closed, fake insurance will be reduced, and we'll have better compliance than the system. Thank you.
Thank you, Rosemary. We hope that maybe in the coming years we can have better regulation in our industry, and it comes down to the roads as well and trickles down to the drivers who are now, without being pushed, getting authentic insurance from insurers like Coronation Insurance. I'm going to come back to Vaughn. And my question is, again, by virtue of your role at VIS, you have insights into how road drivers, how they behave while they are on the road. And we would like to know some of the compliance gaps and safety gaps as well that you see while carrying out your role. And also, how does a lack of insurance, how does a lack of third-party motor insurance especially affect outcomes after accidents? What have you seen that has gone exceptionally wrong after an accident because somebody did not have third-party motor insurance?
Yeah, thank you once again. You see, this webinar is a very good eye opener. If I am going to answer the first question on the compliance and the safety aspect of it, I would say lack of information. And that is what Rosemary wonderfully dealt upon, because what we found out is, like she said in her presentation, people feel like, oh, what will I get if I get insurance? What will it do for me? And a number of times we try to educate them and make them understand. Look, you've got a lot to gain in this. And I found that even the so-called elite, we have seen them on the road, just like it was shown in the presentation, holding on to their necks. I feel most of them don't understand, don't even know anything about what motor insurance is all about. They just feel like she said, like we have always observed, oh, so that BI will not catch me, so that police will not catch me. It goes beyond that. And we try to make people understand as much as we can. And I want to use this medium to probably talk to Coronation or even Nigerian Insurance Association to do more of enlightenment. People feel like insurance is just one of those papers you just have to carry for you to escape any form of enforcement. No, it goes beyond that. Now, I'll give you an instance. In my in my 30 years of driving, the first time I had an accident, yeah, I was distracted. I think I was at fault. The next thing the person told me was, "Oh, do you have a valid insurance?" And I said yes. "And do you have a valid driver's?" And I said yes. And all we did was exchange information. And he got his vehicle. I think it was on comprehensive anyway. But we exchanged, and that would have saved us a lot. We were like, okay, let's go to the police station, let's do this, let's do that. You go through a lot doing all of it. But in my experience, we found that many don't even understand what third-party motor insurance is all about. Simply put, as Rosemary presented, is for me to avoid police. No, it goes beyond that. Like I said, for me, what I've observed is information, lack of information. People don't have access to the right information about what they stand to gain if they have a valid third party insurance. And this has affected a lot of people. Of course, from your side, they will not be able to make claim. It's a hole in your pocket. And just like we all know, the economy for now, if you're there, you have to be very, very careful. And like we all know sincerely, and I want to plead with Nigerian Insurance Association, there's a lot to be done. Insurance should be a means of enhancing safety beyond making claims. We all know that in developed world, if you make claim this year, you know what you are going to pay next year. So you don't play with accident. You are extra careful. So we're looking at, we'll get there. NIA is doing wonderful work. Thank you people for NIID, which is helping also. But beyond that, we need the people to understand why they need to get third-party motor insurance. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vaughn. That was really insightful. I'm going to move on to Ayodele. And my question is about comprehensive insurance. So we know that third-party motor insurance is commonly viewed as something that you get for compliance. But at the same time, comprehensive insurance is out of reach for a lot of people because it's 5% of your vehicle's value, right? And even though that's something people want to get, it's, like I said, out of reach for them because it's a lump sum, they can't afford it. From your perspective, what are you seeing, maybe not just in Coronation Insurance, in the industry at large, that can bridge this gap, that can make insurance more affordable, more accessible to everyone who wants insurance for their car, and maybe they want a little more than third-party motor insurance can give?
Okay, thank you, Erigbemi. Like you have rightly said, we all now understand the benefits of third party as explained by our keynote speaker. And then for comprehensive insurance, which is a total package and then covers a lot more, aside from a third party insurance. Yes, looking at the economy, we all understand how the economy is in Nigeria today. And then I will quickly cite an example where a customer reached out to me and said that they just purchased a car valued at about 10 million naira. And like you rightly said, at that point, I was shocked at some point because I thought if you can put together 10 million to buy a vehicle, why say you cannot bring up 500,000 to insure it? But at that point, he was telling me that he didn't have that particular amount and he didn't want to just settle for third party alone. You had said in the industry, but I'll also bring it back to Coronation because we are a forward-thinking and problem-solving organization, right? We had envisaged that these things would happen. And then we had sought out some special initiatives to make sure that we manage situations like this. And that's why we had come up with a product called the MotoMax Insurance. Now, what is MotoMax? MotoMax helps to bridge the gap between third party and comprehensive. This product is so fantastic that by the time I recommended it to this customer, right, he was super excited. Instantly, he told me, okay, just avail me information to make payment. And then he did. And it has some extra, cover as against when you just have third party, which is just for third party liabilities. So it's very obvious that in the economy today, people find it hard to, like the keynote speaker said, you have not settled, major things, and people are saying, you want me to pay XYZ, which is too much for me. But with our MotoMax, which we have in 3 variants, the bronze, the silver, and the gold. The gold cost 50,000 naira, and then you have a cover of up to 1 million naira for own damage. A lot of people are super excited about this policy, right? And that is one thing that we're looking at in Coronation to ensure that we understand what the people are going through. We bring up initiatives that bridge this gap between third party and comprehensive. And that's why in the market today, MotoMax is sought after by motorists a whole lot. We can see how people are interested in buying this policy. So for motorists out there, right, that for now, we cannot afford, the comprehensive cover. Coronation, I'm glad to let you know that Coronation has a product for you that bridges the gap between third party and comprehensive, which is the Coronation MotoMax. And like I said, is in 3 variants: the silver, the bronze, and the gold. The bronze is 25,000 naira, silver is 45,000 naira, and the gold costs 50,000 naira with own damage benefits and also third-party liability. So it's not a case of, oh, there's no insurance for me to take because the cost of comprehensive is high. Is that, are you going to the right insurance company like Coronation to get this kind of policies that will help mitigate, these claims when they occur, as against just having a third-party motor insurance. Thank you, Eric Baby.
Thank you, Ayodele. I'm very excited about MotoMax as a product because I think it's just perfect. Like it's the go-between for people who want a little more than third-party motor insurance can give. And I think it's great, and I think everybody should have it. But let's move on because that's a different conversation entirely. I'm going to go back to Rosemary. So earlier we heard Vaughn speak about when he first had an accident, the first time he had an accident, and how it was his fault. But he was able to maneuver that situation because the person who he was engaging with had asked if he had insurance, and they were able to get around that. Now, there are many people on the road who only understand insurance when they are in an accident or they're experiencing a loss. That is the first time insurance, comes into their consciousness. And we can both agree that that is not how it should be. That's not how it is in the Western world. They are big on insurance. Insurance is embedded into everything that they do, but it's not quite the same here. So there are many people who are being in Vaughn's in his shoes and probably even had it worse because they didn't have insurance, right? So from your perspective, how can the industry at large shift from being reactive and having just reactive awareness to having more of a conscious awareness and conscious education so that people on the road, drivers and even passengers understand the coverage of third-party motor insurance and the responsibilities and the claims process even before anything happens. We can.
I muted. So sorry. Okay, thank you very much for that question. So I had the experience that Von narrated. Yes, unfortunately, many people still face such incidences, even as we speak. However, there are so many ways that this can be handled. The industry needs to stop treating insurance as a one-off sale. You know, some people, like you said, the first time they encounter insurance is usually on the face of accident or something, usually of accident, really. If there's a bodily injury or there's a damage or to property or even death, that is the first time. But I think that the industry can do a whole lot more by building relationships. I know that in the past, apart from NIA, some companies too, just like Coronation is doing by doing this webinar, some have gone into doing jingles, you know, translating insurance language to local languages, ensuring that people understand the language of insurance is no longer the high technical terms that we use, simplifying the language. Some go to the extent of making short videos. Some even engage in radio shows using different avenues to showcase that insurance shouldn't just be one-off. You don't just buy insurance because you need it for your vehicle and then you go to sleep. After 1 year, you renew. There should be sort of an ongoing relationship that has to exist between insurance companies and the customers. And that is where all of these, the jingles, the videos, the radio talks, and something as beautiful as this webinar, because it continues to ring in the minds of the people that it is not just me going to buy. They want to learn more. And when they are able to understand the language of insurance, they're able to key into understanding what it really means. They will now develop love for insurance, knowing that it is not just for their vehicle. This can translate or transcend into buying of other different insurances that they feel they may need besides that of motor. And so it is very important that drivers can be engaged through their unions. Insurance company can do that, engage unions. And I think they are doing. I remember that there was a program we had some time ago at Lagos Chamber of Commerce, some few years ago, where we brought NUTW together. We brought transporters together. We brought a whole lot of private drivers together to let them understand the value of insurance and to create that everlasting impression that insurance really works. Because I tell you, people would not know the value of what they have until they experience it. And that takes me back to what our MD said at the beginning. When people see value for what they have, you don't need to force them. They will be the one asking you, when am I supposed to do this? And I love what the industry is doing. Some will now go as far as keeping your data. When you're celebrating your birthday, you see pop-up message saying, oh, happy birthday. And you're like, oh, so this insurance company has my interest at heart. And that keeps you going back to that same insurance, knowing fully well that they have personalized what makes you happy into their own system. And so when things like that happen, it creates, there's this relationship, there's this bond that you would automatically build with the system. And then you know that you are covered at all fronts. And you see, when people also understand that financial literacy, that where you are involved in a certain issue, your insurance will just come and settle the case. People have that peace that goes with knowing, oh, I can benefit this from it. So the insurance document or insurance third party should not be seen as document for checkpoints. It should be seen as real protection. And that happens only when people understand the value that it brings. So I tell you what, the industry is already doing more, but they need to do even better. And that is to increase the awareness, taking a cue from what Coronation Group is doing. If every insurance company begins to do this, the general public will not but know that we exist. They will not only but only understand that you need to have it because the law requires it, but they will know that it pays once you are able to follow the due process, once you're able to do the right thing, once you comply, that compensation is done. And when they begin to see compensation, fast claim, when they experience it, you don't need any persuasion. That is what I feel that the industry can do even much, much better, taking a cue from what Coronation is already doing. Because I tell you, there are so many people on call now who may just be hearing some of the things that we are saying for the first time. And these are people that may have possessed insurance policy for the past 5 years. But today they are being exposed to the real truth of insurance. So platforms like this also brings that synergy, that relationship that you want to build with customers. And customers will always come back to you when they see the value that you bring. Thank you.
Is on. All right, thank you so much for that, Rosemary. I particularly appreciate that you mentioned financial literacy. Over the years, I have noticed that a lot of people don't think of insurance as a part of financial literacy. And that in itself is a problem because the whole essence of being financially literate is to ensure that you're able to multiply. And insurance definitely is a multiplier. It keeps your money in your pocket and, keeps you safe, especially financially. So thank you very much for that. I am going to move back to Vaughn. So Vaughn, this question is for you. And so in my experience, I have seen over the years a couple of things go down on the road, especially in Lagos, where someone bashes somebody and now we're all in traffic, we're sitting in that very uncomfortable traffic, waiting for them to finish shouting at themselves and maybe even throw some blows, tear each other's clothes. We've seen a lot in Lagos, especially in Lagos, yes. And the point is that things escalate. Some people don't even remember that they have insurance, and that's why they engage in those situations. And, you have probably seen a lot of these things as well, by virtue of your job. And I want to know what you think are the common mistakes that drivers make at the scene of accidents, whether they are in the wrong or whether the other person is in the wrong. What do you think some of the most common mistakes people make at scenes of accidents are, and what are the right things to do in those kind of situations to ensure that it is not worsened and you're also compliant?
Thank you very much. It's good, just like Rosemary said, the insurance company is doing more. For me, for my years of experience, I would still repeat this, that people are just ignorant. Sincerely, I have identified that as a major factor. And we've seen people in ties trying to drag themselves into the mud because of little things anyway. At that point, maybe somebody is angry, or somebody is stressed, or somebody is pressed, whatever it is. maybe due to financial circumstances, whatever it is, it's all about you staying calm and understand that, oh, whatever happens is covered. People are just, I don't know, at times when things happen and you have to bring them back to their senses. Oh, do you have insurance? Yes. The other person, okay, do you have? Then why are you people fighting? It has happened. We have come in the midst of people trying to solve issues like that. I believe just like this program is on, we in Vehicle Insurance Service will not mind to work with you to pass to wherever it is for people to understand. And like I said earlier, we will get there where insurance will be seen as a means of enhancing safety on our roads. Because the moment the implication of you trying to make claims because you were careless at some point, you will be more careful. And that's why we are having this kind of number of accidents on our roads. It's alarming, sincerely. Just this morning, maybe people don't know the rules at times, I don't know. But you can prevent most of these accidents if you are conscious of the fact that when we get to that level anyway, I know we are not there yet, where you know that when you make claims, too many claims, you know the implication of that in your next year when you're securing your third-party insurance. So, like I said, for me, at every instance, our observation has been that people don't even understand why they need to have insurance, and they don't understand the value of what they are carrying in their hand. I think that has been the basis from our own experience on this part. And just like we all have gathered, maybe about 30% of the vehicles in Nigeria are carrying third party or are insured in whatever manner. And that's a very low number. I believe we'll still do more as far as the NIA is concerned. As the Nigerian Insurance Association, I believe Coronation will do more. And I believe many other insurance companies will also do more in enlightening the people. For me, enforcement is not always the way out. And just like we've said all over in today's program, that the moment you know the value of what, nobody's going to tell you. You don't even care about enforcement anymore. The value is what you want to pursue, and that is what you want to do. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Vaughn. It goes without saying, please, if you're ever involved in a fender bender on the road, the solution is not to start throwing hands, please. You have insurance. That's what your insurance is for. Your insurance is there to protect you, protect that other person, ensure that none of you are in very uncomfortable situations because of this incident that has happened. My next question goes to Ayodele. So we've already established that a lot of Nigerians treat motor insurance as something, especially third-party motor insurance, as something that you just show the police and you move on with your life. However, even though third-party motor insurance is compulsory, we are still seeing very low levels of adoption, around like 30%, like Vaughn just said. And we have about 12 million cars on Nigerian roads daily, estimatedly. From your position as head of motor sales at Coronation, what do you think people, drivers especially, need to understand about the benefits and the actual coverage of third-party motor insurance today, especially? What does a 15,000 naira coverage give? What does that premium give to them? And in what situations can you tell them that it really applies?
Okay. Thank you, Eric Baby. So one of the good things that is happening with this webinar is that, like other speakers have mentioned, that the misconception, about the third party motor insurance, that it's just a police let me go document is what we're trying to change with this webinar, right? We're trying to establish and make people understand that this document is a financial protection, right? The third party motor insurance is not just a document for keeps in your glove compartment, such that when you see the enforcement agencies, that's when you just tender it. Third party motor insurance protects you against third party liabilities. And it's amazing when you tell people that this third party liabilities, again, as a salesperson, like I was explaining to someone, that it covers you up to the tune of 3 million naira. People get shocked. And that's to say, again, that this thing we're discussing is to further educate people about the benefits of the third party insurance. Again, like I said, the individual was amazed and said, "Oh, I never even understood what this document covers, right? I didn't know that in a situation where I hit another car, right? That car, there's a benefit of about 3 million naira in third-party liabilities, right? I even went ahead to explain further that in the case of bodily injury, or death. Oh, the guy went, no, that's not true. I don't believe that, But, I further explained and made him understand that this is what the third party motor insurance covers. He, in his response said he never knew about these things. The education is not there, the awareness is not there. And like, other speakers have said, this is one thing we're looking at in Coronation to ensure that the general public is aware of the benefits of third-party motor insurance. Coronation Insurance PLC will continue to ensure that this education reach is what will continue to engage in to educate the public as to the benefits of third party. We won't stop at just this webinar. We're going to further make sure that, throughout the year, we'll partner with, enforcement agencies and then wherever we need to partner with to continually educate people on the benefits of third party motor insurance. So I really want to tell, everybody on the call that there's more to your third party motor certificate than just a police let me go document. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ayodele. It goes without saying, liability is not just the person's car. It's not just the car of someone who you've bashed. We're not just going to fix the car. There are other things that could possibly happen in an accident that you might not have the facilities to take care of. That is where your insurer comes in, and that is when you'll be grateful that you have third-party motor insurance. Thank you very much for driving that home, Ayodele. Very important. Rosemary, this next question is for you. So, as we already know, motor insurance is possibly the first contact that a lot of Nigerians have with the insurance industry, probably closely followed by health insurance, especially the ones that are provided by employers anyway. And this accounts for about 67% of the market premiums that we have in the industry. So it definitely plays a key role in financial inclusion because it is something that everybody needs to have if you're going to be driving on the road, whether commercially or your own private car. So it is very inclusive. Now, from your perspective, how can we as the industry start to leverage this third-party motor insurance policy to introduce the uninsured to, more conversations around insurance and, financial planning and risk management, even beyond protecting their cars. So you have insurance for your car, but what next? What are the other things in your life that you you love, you want to take care of? How can the industry at large start to be intentional about these conversations?
Okay, thank you very much. I think one of the ways is what we are already doing: engagement, enlightenment. One thing we must know is that motor insurance policy is one of the most powerful entry points into insurance. A whole lot of people may not have other forms of insurance, but they have motor insurance, at least the motor third party, which is the requirement of the law. Therefore, when we talk about 15% premium, it should not, 15,000 naira premium, it should not just be seen as a legal requirement. Let it be seen as a gateway to customer retention and financial inclusion. If this is the minimum that the law requires someone who has a car to have, and of course, if you look at the other insurance policies, this also seems to be one of the most least paid insurance products that you can have that has this wholesome coverage. And so if this happens, it simply means that more people in the populace have this policy. And so if the insurance companies see this as a way to retain them, it will not just be, let me go and buy this policy. It will be something that will give, it's a leeway. It's like saying, I'm going to a Sheraton hotel, and this is the ticket to enter there. And once I know that once I've entered that hotel, I'll always have the access to entering into that particular hotel. So third party gives you the leverage, gives you the gateway to entering into insurance. And so insurance industry should take advantage of it to see that there is customer retention from that point. And that means that every motorist who has genuine insurance is financially included. There's financial inclusion where every of these motorists have the paper that is genuine. And then secondly, another way we can do this is when the language of insurance, which I think I've stated before, is less technical. People do not, especially these days, where people are seem to be so busy, nobody wants to sit down to start to read jargons, to start to see technicalities here. And people want, is it yes, is it no, is it blue, is it red? So I think there is need for us to simplify the language of insurance so that my grandmother in the village who does not understand English would hear her local dialects and say, oh, is this what these people are saying? Because I tell you, if you take your insurance policy to her and you're speaking English, you will talk from morning till night. She'll just say, okay, thank you, my Peking. That is all. What has she gained? Nothing. Her own is that she has given you her time by sitting down to listen to you. So I think that there is need for us to introduce uninsured Nigerians to say that they get insurance policy by simplifying the language that we use both in marketing to them and even in our policies, such that it becomes relatable to realities for them. It is no longer jargons of paper, but it's something that they can relate with. Finally, and most importantly, claims experience. When people begin to experience claim, fast verification, transparent claims process, I tell you that the value that 15,000 naira will give them will be much more than you can ever imagine. I know that insurance people are paying claims, but people are still doubting. What can 15,000 give me? How can they say if I buy policy for 15,000, I will get benefit of more than 1 million? How is that? But when, there are stories that when you tell, the stories begin to market what you have told in that story, because people will be given first-hand information of the claims experience of what when people buy insurance, for example, and there is need for real-time validation, and you tell them, oh, you have, even if you are using a Palasa phone, we have a *565, and somebody clicks it, follows the instruction that is there and sees that, hey, my name is here, Oyibo has shown my name here. There's this happiness that comes to the hearts of people like that. And that simply means you've exposed them to knowing that once you get this with this amount, you have been updated in the database, and when there's a claim, you will be paid. So claims experience is something that we really need to build upon. As well, the more people experience real claim being fast claims being paid, the more they tell the stories, the more people come to you and say, and I hear saying a coronation, and then they pay this money, and then be sharp. Once they know this, they will flock your insurance company like never before, because they are not just understanding the language, the simplicity of the language, they are understanding the value or the reason they should have this insurance. And they know that when they have it, they are covered all around. That way, I tell you, we will be able to solve the problem that comes with people not being insured. Even if be you in Kafanchan, be you in Lagos, motor is motor, road is road, insurance is insurance. Insurance in Lagos is not different from insurance in Kafanchan, neither is it different from insurance in the north or in the south or in the west. It is the same. So people need to begin to understand it in their own dialect, in their own language, and let it be something that is relatable to realities. That way, we'll be able to have more people from being uninsured to being insured, and from buying fake insurance to buying genuine policy. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rosemary. I couldn't agree more. The only way for more uninsured people and even the insured that just have, third-party motor insurance to take up more insurance, take up more protection is if we go to them, and if we go to them in languages that they understand, and if we meet them halfway. And, everything you said is right. We hope that in the coming years, implementing everything you've said across board in the industry, we would see a higher, penetration level of insurance in Nigeria as a whole. Thank you so much. So right now, we're bringing the panel session to a close and moving right into our Q&A. And I'm going to be reading out some of the questions because our attendees have been leaving questions in the Q&A section. So we're going to answer some of them. I would throw the questions to whoever I think is best. And you can also feel free to chip in even after someone has answered. So the first question I'm taking here, I'm taking the questions at random. The first question I'm taking here is from Joshua Odewale, and it says, how many times in a year can a third-party insurance policyholder make a claim? Ayodele, please, could you answer this?
Okay, thank you very much. So for third-party claims on third-party motor insurance, where it said that there's a liability threshold of 3 million, right? As to how many times, as long as it's within the liability threshold, you can always place your claims.
Thank you, Ayodele.
Okay, I want to quickly chip in something. So, one thing we must understand is you can make your claims as frequently as you want. However, it brings or it tags you with red. When in a year you are making a claim 10 times, 12 times, what are you trying to say? Are you the only road? I'm sorry, I'm just trying to kind of picture something in the mind of this questioner. If you're making particular claim, today is the bumper of the vehicle that was hit. Tomorrow, the headlamp has been destroyed. Next tomorrow, your car has hit a fence. The other one, the gates. You are just like flagging off yourself to show that there's something wrong. It's either you take some, now, before entering the vehicle, that's almost at all times when you drive, something must happen. So you should be able to also caution yourself. Why should I be the only person going to make claims more than certain number of times in a year? It's about, it brings about a question about your personality or your behavior. So if something is somehow wrong somewhere, even though we have the threshold of say 3 million, but that doesn't mean that because you have a threshold of 3 million, you must finish your 3 million. It brings a question on your person. Thank you.
So let me just chip in a bit here. You know, in insurance, even though you have an insurance policy, you're supposed to act as if you are uninsured. So, and even in practice, we've seen people with that assumption that, oh, there's no cap and they can claim as many times as possible. That brings us to the element of recklessness and integrity issue. You understand? So the first thing any insurer should even consider is you're supposed to act as if you're uninsured. Let's assume there's no insurance. Are you going to pay money from your pocket? Are you going to behave like that? Two, in insurance, we pay money, the premium we pay, consideration, we pay into a pool. We pay for the misfortune of the field from that pool. So when you see someone that is constituting a nuisance to that pool, it brings that insurance, I mean, it comes to that insurance, put them on inquiry, and why is this happening? In natural sense, they can actually cancel cover, activate the cancellation clause, and go off cover. So it's not as if because they have insurance and there's binding for 1 year. You can activate your cancellation clause, 30 days, cancel cover, refund the money if possible, then you move on.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, everyone. Our next question is from Franklin Ginger Izzy. This person says, currently in the FCT, so Abuja, vehicle registration renewal is coupled with third-party insurance coverage, which means the vehicle owner has no role in the choice of the insurance company providing cover. Interesting. Some of us are then compelled to handle our comprehensive cover, which the VIO handles third party, which may not deliver when needed. Okay, so the way the person asked this question is very interesting, but what I understand is this person is saying that in Abuja, vehicle registration is coupled with third-party insurance coverage, and the car owners don't have any insight into the company providing this cover because it is just together. So they are compelled to get they're compelled to get comprehensive cover instead. Vaughn, what do you have to say to this? Because this person is saying that the third party might not even deliver when needed. So what do you have to say to this?
Yeah, like the person said, he was referring to what happened in Abuja. But what I know, just like the law says, is it's mandatory for you to have a third-party insurance. And I think you are open to your choice of insurance company. In Lagos State, we don't use that style. Abuja will understand why they use that method. Maybe it's their own method of trying to make people get their third-party insurance. But for us, because we have so many tools in place, we can check you. We leave you open to get an insurance from wherever you can get it from. For Abuja, I don't know why they're doing that, but I just guess it's because they want to make everybody come into the net of having the minimum third-party insurance.
Okay, thank you, Vaughn. Franklin, I hope that offers some insight.
Okay, can I quickly say something to this? So I think that yes, I remember that when the enforcement of third party was implemented again and again, I think that was last year. We had a training session for law enforcement agents to also let them know, because it's not just about training the populace. We also need to train the law enforcement agents so that no one person is compelled to buying insurance from where he or she may not feel comfortable buying. I know that something like this, we've seen it with licensing officers, where you go to renew your papers and then you're asked to, they give you what is available. But I think the industry is changing that to see that even at the renewal point of your papers, you are not compelled to take what is available. You have the choice. You have the right to make a choice from the insurance company you want to buy your insurance from. That means that you have is a matter of you choosing the insurance you want and not them forcing it down on you. You are not being compelled, like it has to be this company. And that's where when we had the issue of authentic NID, you just go to for those that have smartphone, you go there and choose insurance of your choice to make to purchase your policy. So as Coronation is doing this for drivers, I think there is also need to, of course, educate our law enforcement agents. It will help them to understand the need for liberty, if I may put it that way. Thank you.
Thank you very much for chipping in. It was very, very insightful. We're going to take our final question. To everyone who left us questions here, please know that even if we don't answer your question right now, we will answer them. We have taken note of them and you'll get your answers directly at the end of the webinar. So our final question, and this goes to Ayodele. This person, anonymous attendee, says, why is it that emphasis of compliance is always on private cars and not commercial vehicles?
Okay. Compliance is for every vehicle on the Nigerian road, right? Every single vehicle that applies the Nigerian road has to have, it is a regulation, it's a regulation that all vehicles on the Nigerian road must have a third party, at least third party motor insurance. So saying that it is just for private vehicles, that is not correct. It is for every vehicle on the Nigerian road.
Yeah, sorry if I may add something. What we're facing in Lagos is we're trying to let the commercial operators understand. You know, in Lagos, we have the regulated and the unregulated. The unregulated, talking about the yellow buses. We're trying to make them understand. That's why I will talk with, I'll play with Smeri and even Coronation to let us do more to bring in the commercial operators. They need to be in the know. And most of them are just very, very ignorant. I can tell you for a fact. So they are just very, very ignorant. That's why I believe someone is asking that question. It's meant for private and not for commercial. I know it's for everybody, but because, like I said, the short level of information that they're able to do, we have to do more. Just have to do more. I hope we get better.
Yes, thank you very much, Vaughn and Ayodele. I'm very sure the person who asked that question lives in Lagos. I can feel it from the start. So we've come to the end of this webinar. I'm sad that it's ending. I had a great time with you all. It's been a lovely, lovely session. Before we go, I would like to remind everybody in here with us, our attendees, that Coronation currently has the Insure and Win promo ongoing. It ends soon. I'm not going to tell you when, but it ends soon. Just know it ends soon. And the grand prize is a brand new car. We're giving away a brand new car. So please know that if you buy any of our Moto products, it automatically qualifies you for the raffle draw, which will be in some weeks, so you could be the winner of a brand new car in some weeks if you are listening to us right now and maybe you don't own a car or you like a new car, you just want to upgrade your car. you could win a brand new car when you buy our third-party motor insurance product or our comprehensive motor insurance product. So the ball is in your court, so you can go to our Instagram and click on the link in our bio and buy any of our products. Our Instagram is Coronation Group, and we hope you buy, we hope you win. Who knows, you just might be our next winner. So thank you very much for joining us. We hope you've learned something, and we hope you apply what you've learned, most especially. To give us the closing remarks, I will call on Stella. Stella, what was yours?
Hi. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Stella Izuwa from Coronation Sales Unit. Here at Coronation, from Corporate Sales Unit, Japan Life Assurance Limited. I'd like to sincerely thank you all for joining us today. It's been a very practical and insightful session, and we truly appreciate the time you have spent with us. We know how busy your day can get, so your presence here means a whole lot to us. First, let me say a big thank you to the keynote speaker, Rosemary, and our panelists, Benga and Ayodele, for breaking down third-party motor insurance in such a clear and relatable way. The insights shared today have helped simplify what can sometimes feel so confusing, especially around what this cover really means, how it works, and why it matters to every single driver out there. Let me appreciate our moderator, Eric Bemi, for guiding the conversation so well. And of course, everyone who asked questions and actively participated on the call today. The contributions made the session more engaging and relevant. At Coronation Insurance, conversations like this are very important to us because we believe that awareness is key. When people truly understand their insurance, they are better protected, more confident, and better prepared for unexpected situations. We hope you're leaving today with a clearer understanding of third-party motor, what it covers, what it doesn't, and the role it plays in protecting you and others on the road. We are tired of the gbas on Nigerian roads. So with this, I think we are better informed. More importantly, we hope you take this knowledge beyond today. Share it with your friends, family, and colleagues, because the more people understand this, the better, safer, and protected our roads will be. Please stay connected with us for more sessions like this. We will continue to create platforms where you can learn, we can share, we can simplify insurance for everyday life. Thank you once again for joining us. Do have a wonderful afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you, Stella. Thank you very, very much. That was great. We have come to the end of our webinar, and if you'd like to watch it back, you can check our YouTube page, which is Coronation Group. It'll be right there for you to watch. And don't just watch alone. Make sure you share with your family and friends and anyone you know who has a car or is planning on getting one, so that they understand the essence of third-party motor insurance. Have a great day and see you next time, maybe. Bye.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
I hope to
bye.
apply and win.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everybody.
All right.
Bye to everyone.
Thank you very much, everyone. Do enjoy
Bye.
the rest of your day. Bye-bye.